Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and to Vlogmas day 11. So for today, I actually have a pre-recorded video for you because day 11 was a really busy day, which I'm gonna talk to you about on the next video. But I figured today will be really fun to kind of set up my TBR card together and kind of just select the books that I would like to read for the winter season. I know we're pretty much in winter right now and I haven't set up my card, so I always like just kind of having a seasonal TBR to just go and pick some books. That way, I don't know, it just motivates me to read more when I do that instead of like trying to figure out what to read next. So that is gonna be what we're gonna be doing today, and I have my little card over there, so we're just gonna select some books together, put it in there and decorate it a little bit. So let's do it. Okay, so here is the TBR card that I want to fill with all kinds of wintry books. Kind of want to go over my books and see what I want to read, and I'm looking for mainly wintry books. So I do have a section here where I have my wintry books. So of course I have a Little Woman, and I'm actually already reading this right now. I'm about 30 or 40% with this book. I am listening to this on audiobook, but I am going to go ahead and put it in my TBR card as well, because at some point I want to actually also sit down and read the book, not just listen to the audio. And then this book here, A Castle in the Clouds, is actually a middle grade book that I've been wanting to read for a long time. I think about it last year after I read or watched a video reviewing this book or recommending this book, but I got it like way after Christmas. So definitely one that I want to put on my TBR for this year. So we have those two. Then I have here this one I read last year, and let me see, this is another one that I got recently. I haven't read that one. I heard it's also really good to read either during Christmas time or winter time, so that's a good one. Then we have Christmas at the Cupcake Cafe. I think this is one that is going to give us all the Christmassy vibes, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add it. Let's see what we got. I mean, I wish I could read all of this, but I want to be very realistic because I also have a few audiobooks and I do want to read some trailers as well. This one, I heard so many good things, and I love T. Kingfisher, and so probably I will add this to the TBR. So then here from the top shelf, this is basically like fantasy, and I don't know that I want to read any of these right now, but I do have some books that were on my goals to read for 2023 and I haven't got to them yet, so I will probably read some of those, like this one, Wild Beauty. It was on my list to read for 2023. I think I'm gonna try to read this book also, just because I need to cross it off my books to read for the year, so I will do that. I love Jane Eyre. I don't know if it's a wintry book. It goes through all the seasons, but I already read that one. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, so I don't see anything over there. I see a wintry-ish book that is a scary book, and I have been in the mood for some like scary books in the snow, and I'm reading right now one by Darcy Coates, but I don't know if I want to read that one. I'm not really looking for super cozy books either, because I know that I have to mix it up, otherwise I'd get pretty bored if I only read like super cozy. This book here I recently got from my Lumicrate box, and I've been wanting to read. I think this is one that is gonna be perfect for the season because it is about I think the siblings that go into this gingerbread house, and the witch is trying to come from them, or I guess they come back 20 years after. I don't know, it just seems so like something I want to read right now. Look at the spine, it's so pretty. It's just a little bit chunky. But it's also a smaller book. Let's see the size of the print. It's normal size, so maybe I can manage that. And again, I'm not trying to read all these books in December, but definitely winter time. So I will add this one. Okay, so over here I have some of my cozy mysteries, and I think there's one that I definitely wanted to read this season. So this is, yes, Twisted Tea Christmas. So it's like a mystery, murder mystery type of book on a cozy setting. So I don't see any better time to read this book than now, so definitely adding this one to the list. So now we can pick some thrillers. So there's one here that I just saw that I've been waiting to read. This is No Exit by Taylor Adams. So this book is about I think this woman who is doing a road trip, and then she stops at a cafe and she sees that in a car that's parked there is like there's a kid that is trapped in the car. Yeah, and so it sounds horrible, but I heard that it's a really good book. So I think this is the time again to read that. Not super cozy, but scary. Okay, so we have those. I need to go back to my list of what books I still need to read this year, but this is another thriller on the snow, and I actually started this book and I actually listened to the audiobook, and I was probably 20 or 30% into this, and I did not like it at all, so I DNF'd this book. But then I heard that the audiobook is not that great, and sometimes it's better to read it, so I definitely wanna give this another try, but I'm not really feeling in the mood for this right now. Maybe I can probably add it as a maybe book. Okay, let's put it here as a maybe. Okay, so I got my reading journal, and there's a lot that wasn't finished. Okay, don't judge me. But here's my TBR for the books that I was hoping to read this year. And so I read all the ones that are like marked. This one I read as well, but there's a few that I haven't. So 100 Years of Solitude, again, I haven't finished that one. Stalling Dawns, I did read this one. The Count of Monte Cristo, oh my goodness, that's a big one. I probably won't even start with that one. Ordinary Monsters, I was actually reading this, and I am 60% into this book, but it's right here. Maybe I can just finish it because I do have the audiobook for this. So it's quite a chunky book. Let's see what else is here. So that would be for this one. Oh, and then I have Malice House and House of Hunger. I heard really good things about these two, so I'm gonna try to get at least one of those finished. Okay, so here's Malice House. So this is one of my books I need to read for my goals of 2023. Let me find the other one. Okay, so here is House of Hunger. This one seems doable, and I've been wanting to read this. Okay, so that will be these two, and then I still have to read Hail Mary and The Secret History. So I have those on my other bookcase, so I'll go grab. I probably won't finish these books anyway, but I definitely need to read them because I don't like having unchecked boxes on my reading journal. It's so unsatisfying, so I'll go grab. Okay, so let's go over the list really quick. So the first one that I have is Little Women, and this is by Louisa May Alcott, and of course this is a classic. I believe I've read this before when I was a kid, but I don't remember much of the story, and so I wanted to read this book this season and then watch the movie because I still haven't watched the movie yet, but for some reason this is so dear to my heart. I don't even know why. I'm pretty sure my mom used to read this to me when I was a kid. Not this version, but you know. And so this is definitely one that I want to continue listening to and finish in the book. Then I have After the Forest by Kel Woods. This is a book that I recently got from my Lumi Crate box, and I love the cover and I love the spine. I love everything about this book, and it's not that long. I hope it's doable. So this is about ginger, honey, cinnamon flower. I mean, it just sounds so cozy. And so for the season, it says this is 20 years after they killed the witch, but I think there is something still happening in this town, and something that was engraved on the ginger bread cookies, and so now Greta has all these powers, and then she needs to learn how to control, or you know, before the powers kill her. It just sounds so interesting and so cozy with the whole gingerbread house and honey and spice, and I'm excited for that one. Another one that sounds super cozy is A Wizard's Guide to Defense Baking by T. Kingfisher. I think this is gonna be a really cute book for the winter and maybe for around Christmas. I know this is a young adult and it has received multiple awards, but I really don't know much about what the book is about, but I am excited to find out. So we'll put this one up here. Let's put all the magical, cozier books up here. Okay, then we have A Castle in the Clouds by Kirsten Gier. So this book is about Sophie, and she's an intern at this hotel, but she has to deal with all kinds of different things happening on the famous like New Year's ball. I think there is a little bit of mystery, there's a little bit of romance, and a lot of humor on this book. So it just sounds really cute, so I'll put that one up there. Then to complete my goals for the 2023 reading challenge, I still have a few books that I need to get to. So this is House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson. So on this book we're following a blood maid. So basically on this society there are a lot of rich people and they live off blood, and so they hire these maids so they can provide the blood that they need to continue living or living a healthier life. It sounds so creepy but so interesting, and again a lot of good reviews from this book. So we'll put the mysteries here at the center. Then Malice House, which is a horror story or a haunted house type of story. This is by Megan Shepherd. Don't know much about this book, but it is on my list, which means that at the beginning of 23 I was super excited about this book, so I need to read it. Next I have Ordinary Monsters by J. and Miro, and so this is quite a chunky book, but I did start this book already, so I am about 60% on the audiobook, so I'll definitely be continuing with this book. And I love this book. If I had to recommend something like that is kind of cute but creepy at the same time. So on this book we have these little children on like a society on the 1800s, and they're discovering their powers. So I'm really liking this story so far. I don't know exactly how to describe it because it is like cute and cozy, but at the same time has a lot of horror in it. But yeah, definitely one that I want to continue. So then I have the Christmas at the Cupcake Cafe. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's so pretty, by Jenny Colgan, and this is just a feel-good book all around. Then I have the other one, which is the Twisted Tea Christmas, so a cozy mystery. So this is also a cozy, but this one has mystery. I don't know if the other one is a mystery or romance or just a feel-good type of book, but over here it says a Christmas corpse turns holiday cheer sour in the latest installment of the best-selling series. So I'm all about cozy and murder with a cup of tea. Then we have some thrillers. So I definitely want to read this one, No Exit by Taylor Adams, because it sounds really creepy and it also has a lot of good reviews. On the back it says 13 hours, 4 strangers, 1 missing child, no exit. She knows her odds and she'll fly anyway. So I can't wait for this one. And then we have One by One by Ruth Ware. I love Ruth Ware. I didn't quite connect with this book the first time I read it, and I was listening to the audiobook, so this time I'm actually going to try to skip the audiobook and read the actual book and see if I connect with it a little bit more. So then we have Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I hope that's how you pronounce the last name. And so this is the same author as The Martian. I didn't read The Martian, but I watched the movie, and I just really love watching movies about like the space and sci-fi, but I haven't really read sci-fi books, at least not that many. And this one had amazing reviews, and of course I wanted to give it a go, and I haven't yet, so it's going on the pile right here. And then I have Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore. So on this book, we are following people that are, I think there's a family that lives with a curse that they are really beautiful, but if they fall in love, or anybody who falls in love with them will kind of die. I don't know much about this book, but it's on my list and I definitely want to read it. It has a lot of like love, lost, and family exploration in it, so I think it will be a really good one for the season as well. Although it's not like a Christmas book, it has a lot of like love and family bonding. Then I have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, and this is a novel by Heather Fawcett, and I heard this is the best time to read this book. It's not so much a spring type of book, but like a wintry book, and this is like a romance, maybe light academia. And so the last one is the one that I'm currently reading, which is Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates. I love Darcy Coates. I've read a couple of her books already, and this is the perfect one to read for the winter time. So we're following this couple who went on like a trip together to a ski resort, and then there's an avalanche and she cannot find the boyfriend, and then she's suddenly basically trapped with all these strangers, and there's a killer on the loose, of course. And so yeah, so that's all I know so far. And so this is my list of books that I'm hoping to read during this season. I hope you guys are doing well today. My dog is crying, so I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.